Chileans are heading to the polls to pick the country's next president and parliament, with former leader Michelle Bachelet widely expected to return to the presidency, 3 years after she left the post. Polls will remain open for 10 hours from 8 a.m. local time, 11 o'clock GMT, on Sunday, with 120 lower house seats and 20 of 38 upper house seats on the line, in addition to the presidency. The first partial results are scheduled to be reported by the National Electoral Service at 7:30 p.m., 22:30 GMT, or when 20% of votes have been counted. Bachelet, 62, has promised to narrow the worst income inequality among the 34 member states of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, ECT, by leveling the playing field in education. She has also pledged to rewrite a constitution that dates back to Augusto Pinochet's 17-year dictatorship, during which she was briefly a political prisoner. Her father, an Air Force Brigadier-General, was tortured and killed by Pinochet's regime. Bachelet's center-left Nueva Mayoría, New Majority, coalition, which spans the political spectrum from communists to moderate Christian Democrats, must also win big in congressional elections on Sunday in order to muster the political might needed to implement those changes. In order to confront inequality, I invite you to vote en masse for the Nueva Mayoría this Sunday. We want to win in the first round because we have a lot of work to do, Bachelet told a packed crowd at her campaign's closing ceremony on Thursday. Trailing a distant second to the 62-year-old Bachelet in the polls is Evelyn Matthei, 60. The candidate for the governing right-wing Alianza coalition. Runoff possibility. A candidate winning over half the votes would be elected outright, something that has not happened in 20 years. Otherwise, the two top contenders will go head-to-head on December 15. One recent poll of likely voters suggested Bachelet may get the votes she needs for a first-round victory. Other polls, however, have shown that support for the 8 other candidates, including Matthei, maverick economist Franco Parisi and former socialist Congressman Marco Enriquez Salmonami, could fracture the vote and push Bachelet into a second round against Matthei. Bachelet, who held the presidency from 2006 to 2010, was constitutionally barred from seeking immediate re-election after her first term, but left office enjoying stratospheric popularity. The Andean country moved to a voluntary voting system from a compulsory one last year, creating a degree of uncertainty in electoral forecasts.